I'm at the takeout for campsite number 64 on Middle Saranac Lake. We're on the east side of Middle Saranac. You're looking up at Ampersand Mountain. You walk in off a beach to an open, flat site. Definitely lots of tent potential here. Very modest fire ring. Not as well developed as many of the other sites. Definitely some hammock potential here. You'll have to look around, but there's several spots that I see could be potential hammock spots. This faces to the south, so you get nice morning sun. Let's take a look at the outhouse. Well, the door fell off, but it's just as good as all the others. This is the takeout for campsite number 66, Middle Saranac Lake. The campsite is right on the water. I just had to turn around. The fire pit's directly behind me. There's kind of this nice sitting rock. Looks like good swimming here. It's south facing, so the sun moves across the front of this site all day. And you can see it's going to get good light as the sun moves across. Lots of exposure here. Typical picnic table. I don't see the tent sites right from the beginning, so let's move up the hill and see what we can find. I think I see the tent sites more over this way. So to me, it looks like there's definitely one right there. I think there's potentially one over there as well. Obviously lots of hammock sites potentially on this site as well. Let's go take a look at the outhouse. Definitely lots of firewood here. And there it is, a typical outhouse. Okay, this is the takeout for campsite number 75, Middle Saranac Lake. This is also called Bartlett Island. This is the takeout on the north side. Let's go in, check the site out. It's a very cozy kind of site, open, great lighting. Lots of tent potential, definitely lots of hammock potential. This is a little island. It's not very big. Typically campsites wouldn't even be on an island this big on most ponds, but this is a decent site. Brand new picnic table. The fire pit's a little smaller than most of the others. You have some interesting rock features. Let's check out the outhouse. A little bit more of a modern outhouse at this one. Kind of have a panoramic view of the water. Okay, this is the southwestern takeout at campsite number 76 on Middle Saranac Lake. When you come in from the southwest, you actually enter the rear of the site, and we'll take a look at the outhouse quickly. Nice clean outhouse as usual. So 76 kind of sits on a peninsula pointing to the southeast, so you have sun that comes across the site throughout the day. It's pretty well shaded also. Some pretty interesting rock outcrops with trees growing. There is actually 2 picnic tables on this site. The fire pit is over here. Let's take a close look at that. Typical fire pit for Middle Saranac. There's many different places to view the water on this site. It's kind of a rocky shoreline. It overlooks all the islands. You get a nice view of Ampersand Mountain. Let's take a look for some tent sites. You could probably easily do a tent here. I think several tents could easily go here. There's another tent site there. I'm sure 2 or 3 sites easily right in this area. I do see some hammock spots right off the bat. I don't think that would be a problem at all. But pretty interesting site here at 76. All right, this is the takeout for campsite number 78, Middle Saranac Lake. You come up, the site is right on the water, on like a peninsula that's kind of elevated right on the water. It has a fire pit that overlooks the water. Lots of unique rock features at this site. So you can see there's lots of roots. Great swimming rocks. Awesome view. You can see this site gets used a lot. Let's walk back because I have a feeling most of the interesting things as far as tent sites or hammock spots are back this way. So you can see there's some hammock potential as you move further back. If you walk out the back right, it's visible from the site. You'll see the outhouse. Okay, this is the takeout for campsite number 79 on Middle Saranac Lake. The campsite is located kind of on a plateau, elevated plateau. You come up about 30-40 feet and you hit a really big site with some cool rock outcrops. This site actually has 2 picnic tables, and it looks like it has a cooking fire pit and a big fire pit, the traditional fire pit. There's lots of tent potential here. You can pick and choose pretty much anywhere for a tent, and as you can see, hammocks are easily possible as well. I see the outhouse back this way, so let's go take a look at that. Okay, this is the takeout for campsite number 80 on Middle Saranac Lake. There's a nice beach. You walk in from the beach and the campsite is basically right on the water. It has a well-established fire pit and a picnic table. There's definitely lots of hammock potential on this site. There are several tent sites that I see right off the bat. There's one right in front of me here. Over there, you could definitely use a tent as well. The outhouse is over here. Let's take a look. Nice little outhouse. Campsite number 80. All right, this is campsite number 81 on Middle Saranac Lake. You walk in from the water and the campsite proper is right on the water, more or less. It's a lean-to site. A really nice lean-to site, as you can see, with a very well-established fire pit. All the campsites here at Middle Saranac, from what I've seen, have a picnic table, which is nice. It's a wide open, flat site. This is middle of the day, late morning, and it gets nice light, as you can see. The outhouse is not too far up here. Let's take a look at that. So campsite 81 has an outhouse with a mousetrap in it. It kind of has like 360-degree views, or at least 270 degrees. This is the takeout for campsite number 82 at Middle Saranac Lake. This is in Hungry Bay, is what it's called. Got a cool little bench here that overlooks the water. You come right in and it's the fire ring's right on the water. Picnic table, as you see at many of these sites. In fact, all of them so far that I've seen have a picnic table. To the left here, there's some tent sites and lots of hammock potential. Let's walk back into the site and see if we can find a privy. You go up over a hill, about 75-80 feet behind the fire ring, and you'll find an outhouse. So site number 82, nice and big. Definitely some nice character, almost like a park-like setting here. Let's walk up this way and see what we have on the very top of the hill. I'm guessing there's going to be some more tent sites up this way. Yep, the very top, the very crest of the hill has a big flat area where multiple tents could easily cohabitate. Campsite number 82. All right, this is the campsite, or the takeout for campsite number 83 on Weller Pond. This is Weller Pond off of Middle Saranac Lake. You come up a steep bank and you hit kind of like a government issue fire ring. The metal fire ring with a grate that you see at a lot of state campgrounds. There's some minimalist benching and a picnic table. This is midday. The light is pretty nice on this site. It's elevated, but still private. Let's head up this way, check out the rest of the site. There's definitely tent potential here and hammock potential. Several spots I see right off the bat that would be good for a hammock. If you keep going to the rear of the site, about 75 or 80 feet back, you'll find the outhouse. Let's give a quick look inside there. Everybody likes to see inside. Pretty nice clean outhouse here. This is the takeout for campsite number 85 on Weller Pond. You come in, there's a tent site right off the bat with a nice view of the water. Going through a little trail network. You come in here, it's a nice open south facings, and we'll see lots of tent potential on this side, as you can tell, for a big party. Definitely hammocks are good too. Let's take a look at what the privy looks like. See it back here. So nice outhouse here at 85. All right, this is the takeout for campsite number 86 on Weller Pond off of Middle Saranac Lake. You come in and the fire ring is actually right on the water here. It's kind of a sloped site. It's a picnic table. It's a sloped site. There's kind of tent sites that are scattered throughout the slope on kind of different levels. So we'll just take a walk up here. I'll show you what we have. There's tons of hammock potential here, obviously. Here's a tent site. If you keep walking up, you get to what I call like the master bedroom tent site. There's another tent site up here with a little bit more privacy. All these different trails interconnecting. And there's a privy over this way. If you walk down kind of to the left of the site proper, you get the outhouse. Let's take a look. And there's toilet paper, a nice little outhouse like I've seen at almost every other site. All right, this is the takeout for campsite number 87 on Weller Pond. This is really Middle Saranac Lake, but Weller Pond, the northern part of Middle Saranac. This is also a lean-to site. It's the site that's closest to the portage back over to Upper Saranac Lake, over to Saginaw Bay. You come up about 30 or 40 feet up a hill and you hit the site proper, which is a really cool kind of well-defined campsite with a brand new lean-to and some, looks like white pine or hemlock used as chairs. It has a new fire ring. It has a picnic table. Let's see what we have for tent sites. There's definitely a lot of hammock potential here. I think probably tents can go down there. Can you go take a look real quick? Looks like a nice little tent site. Several tents can go right here. It's a shady site, but still has decent light. But it is mostly shady, elevated. Not much of a view of the water, although you can see the water. I wouldn't say it's a prime aspect of the site. Let's find the privy. Guessing probably is back this way. I see a trail. If you go out the rear of the site to the right of the lean-to, you have an outhouse. Some more tent sites down this way. So big parties, multiple tents. Site number 87 at Weller Pond. Maybe one for you.